talk about Indianapolis Lutheran, your matchup on Friday night. Go back to last week. I know it had to have been difficult as a quarterback just holding on to that football and just I knew you ran the ball well, but the conditions were just terrible.
Yeah, it was not ideal at all. It was muddy, wet. I had a glove on for the most of it, trying to get better grip. High's quarterback had a lot more luck throwing the ball than I did. I remember one time I had to pitch it to a receiver just to get it to him. So yeah, not a good. I think only threw 3 passes and all. So
well, bottom line is when you're able to run the football the way you did, you really didn't need to throw very much.
Right. We had a good matchups. I felt we had great pushes, and I think we knew our field pretty well. I mean, everyone's field's muddy this time of year, so I think we had the favor there.
I'll tell you what, and I not only was impressed with the ability to run the football, but I thought your defense, from what I could tell, played extremely well.
Yeah, I think that we have a lot of pride in our defense, especially the way we performed this year. Haven't really taken a game off at all. I mean, some few mishaps here and there, but our defense brings it every game. So,
all right, this is a little different animal now. Talking about Lutheran, you saw them last year. In fact, you played them last year here, so you kind of know their personnel. I don't know how much turnover they had. Can you talk a little bit about last year's game? What do you remember about last year, and what does that help you bringing into this year's game?
First of all, I remember we had they had 3 special team touchdowns, 2 on kickoffs maybe, and 1 on punt, I think. And it's just unacceptable. We can't have that. And I think the score would have been about 24, something like that, pretty close, if we take away those 3 touchdowns. Number 6 is fast. I remember him. He was a good player for him. They have some big guys. Man, they're quick. Pretty Indianapolis kind of school, what you look for.
Their quarterback, and, of course, they're probably looking at you saying the same thing, their quarterback. What did they do well from an offensive standpoint that concerns you guys the most on your defense?
Well, they pull well. They have some great pullers. They want to get the ball to number 6 ideally, and they have other good backs, though. But I think if you stop number 6, you can stop them pretty well.
Now, is the number 6 their quarterback? He's the guy you got to worry about the most?
Yeah, he was their running back last year. He is their quarterback now.
What does he do differently? I mean, bottom line is, as a quarterback, he probably runs more. Does he do anything different offensively then? Or?
Not really besides him running. You can tell he's a transfer from running back to quarterback. He moves like a running back. He does that well. I think that's what sets him apart as a quarterback. He moves very well.
Can you do, in fact, I looked at their numbers, and it's kind of hard to find some statistics, but from a scoring standpoint, it kind of reminds me of what they were doing last year, scoring 50 points a game, but they seem like they're a team that you can score on them. What do you see on their defense that you guys might be able to exploit?
Well, if they come out in that 3-3 stack again, I feel like we'll get a good push up front, and we'll be able to get them spread out and make some moves on them, our athletes. And I think we'll be able to pass pretty well on them. They don't seem to be much, or I shouldn't say that, I guess, but they seem to be exploitable in their secondary, so we'll see what we can do.
How do you guys feel playing on the turf now? And number 2, you go there. Does that give them an advantage at all, that home field advantage? And the last thing on that's kind of a 3-part question is, do they have a little bit of an advantage because they've been to the championship before?
Well, first, I think their field, I don't think it's that much advantage. It might be more psychological, like say, oh, I've never been here before, but we have. We played on turf before. Pretty much everyone in the area's been on turf before. We're going to get some turf time tomorrow. I think our athletic director was able to get Earlham for us to practice at, and we've been there before. The home field advantage, that's different with private schools. They don't always bring the best crowds, but I feel like for us, I think a lot of the Tri-Eastern Conference is going to come out and watch us, see what we have. I've heard a lot of guys come tell me they're going to be there, guys from Centerville, Winchester. And then they've been there before. Yeah, I think they won 3 sectionals in a row now, and they've been there before. That is a factor. Today I read a quote from Nelson Mandela. It says, "It only seems impossible till it's done." Yeah. So for a lot of these younger guys on our team, it might seem impossible to win a sectional championship. It's not. We were there last year. We were that close. Just got to not make the mistakes we did last year, really.